The Mets DH position has been a complete mess. Robinson Cano was paid $40 million to f*** off. JD Davis cannot hit a fastball. Dom Smith has been pretty much a disaster. Fans are pretty much screaming for a change, and that's for a good reason. And the popular opinion has been to call up the number 5 overall prospect in the Mets system, Mark Vientos. Now, Andrew and I have completely different opinions on this, so you know what? We thought that it would be a great idea to just hit record and scream at each other. You guys ready?
On 3-2, Bader. Swings and misses, strike 3. He struck him out. 5 Met pitchers combined for the second no-hitter in New York Mets history.
So for those of you who do not know, Mark Vientos is our 5th overall prospect in our farm system behind Francisco Alvarez, Brett Beatty, Ronnie Mauricio, and Alexander Ramirez. He is a third baseman / outfielder-ish, also known as a DH. In AAA this season, he is slashing .251, .337, .489 with a .117 WRC plus in 264 plate appearances. Now, before we get into all of the debates, all the back and forth, tell me what your stance is on bringing up Mark Vientos. Should the Mets do it?
Yes, because I'm sick and tired of seeing Steve from Minecraft, JD Davis, who cannot hit a fastball higher than probably 92 miles an hour. 3 pitches, swing, 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 or takes the fastball down the swing, 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 goodbye. And Dom Smith, he has been better since being recalled from AAA. He was crying about he wants out of here because he wants to play every day. And I get they want this platoon, which I'm all for a platoon at DH. I have my dream trade deadline acquisitions or a platoon at DH. I'm all for doing a kind of raise, you play against lefties, you play against righties. I'm all for that. But here's the deal with having a platoon. You need 2 guys who can actually hit the baseball, which neither of them can do consistently. And Dom Smith has as many home runs this year as I do. And I'm sitting my fat ass eating cheese fries in my house, and I got as many home runs as Dom Smith. I need some different people in this DH spot. And if the Vientos has to come up here, hit a couple of fat nukes, because knowing how baseball works, Vientos gets up here, he's going to have a John Buck first month and then probably go quiet. But guess what? I'm just sick and tired of seeing Steve from Minecraft and playing DH. So give me a different look. Give me a new blood. I'm just sick and tired of seeing these guys be given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after goddamn opportunity, and neither of them have taken the job by the ran with. I'm done.
It's obviously a good point. I know it's very tough to watch the 2 of these guys at the plate. The main thing with me is Mark Vientos is not ready. Hitting the ball on the ground a lot, striking out a lot. I just don't think that there's really that much of a difference between the value you're getting from JD Davis to Mark Vientos. I don't think Mets fans realize that this is a type of aftermath that you have from having a thin farm system. Your top guys, your guys in AAA, your guys in AA, they're most likely not ready. You don't really have that big wide selection, and that's why they've been scavenging for a lot of these parts of Ender Inciarte and Travis Jankowski and Kramer Robertson, because a lot of these guys aren't ready.
He does the 2 things you hate worse than goddamn. But here's the problem. They need something. I'm not calling Mark Vientos a great. I've always said Brett Beatty's better. I never really got the hype for Mark Vientos. I'm on Team Brett all the way. But at this point, the Mets need to make a change somehow. And if they're not going to make a move right now, take a risk. Worst case, he sucks. You send him back down. You've done it with Nick Plummer. You've done it with Khalil Lee. If he comes up and sucks, you send him back down. I'm going to use it. There's perfect examples. Michael Harris was not ready. And what does Michael Harris have the same problem as Mark Vientos? He hits the ball on the ground a lot. High ground ball rate. But guess what? He hits the fastball, it usually goes out the ballpark, which that's what the Mets desperately need. Mark Vientos is not ready. But, I agree, partially I don't agree. I'm just sick and tired of seeing JD Lego head Davis hitting every day, who can't hit a fastball.
So here's where you're wrong on this statement. Yes, the Braves called up Michael Harris. He has been great. He has been a ground ball guy, but he's definitely been a high contributor to their offense. The Atlanta Braves are a fly ball identity team. They're a team that hits the ball in the air a lot. This team does not. In ground ball rate, I'm pretty sure we're 6th. You have a lot of ant killers on this team. James McCann's hurt. hurt, it subtracts him from the equation for now. Starling Marte, when he gets back, he's the guy who hits the ball on the ground a lot. You have Eduardo Escobar ball on the ground a lot. Even Brandon Nimmo has these problems. We talked about Luis Guillorme, who is a regular irregular coming into the lineup pretty much every day as someone who hits the ball on the ground a lot. You can't afford to add yet another person who hits the ball on the ground a whole lot. The one thing that I do want to point out here is, yes, he has that power. He has a lot of raw power. We've talked about the typical good player succeeding 30% of the time, 33% of the time. When he's striking out 30% of the time, hitting the ball on the ground 50% of the time, he's succeeding 20% of the time, which that's not even what an average player is doing. And he's doing that in AAA, not in the majors. So you look at that, he's not ready. I understand JD Davis is frustrating. I understand Dominic Smith is frustrating, but you can't just call up Mark Vientos as a spite deal against the Lego head. Just because he hasn't been good doesn't mean someone who's not ready should be called up here just as a spite deal. We're not Jeff Wilpon rage DFAing Travis d'Arnaud.
I get you have like a death for ground balls, but guess what? JD Davis isn't hitting anything. Everything you just said, which is a valid point. Don't get me wrong. It's a valid point. The Mets have a lot of ant killers. Yeah, there's never an ant hill at Citi Field. There will never be an ant hill. But that's the way the Mets play baseball. Like it or not, they want these guys. They want the guys that hit the ball on the ground and whatever. And yes, Constantly, we've said it all season. JD Davis doesn't make contact. And you're going to be like, oh, I don't give a shit about the hard hit rate. JD makes contact, once every 4 ABs? Is the ground balls bad? Yes. Is he fast? No. He's big, tall, lanky, slender. He don't run. You and me were in the offseason about bringing back certain strikeout-prone Puerto Rican. And guess what? We're not talking about defense. I don't give a shit about the base running. We're talking strictly a bat. And if you look at Javier Baez and Mark Vientos, they strike out a shit ton, they hit a lot of ground balls, and they hit a lot of homers. He has more home runs this month than JD and Dom over the last year and a half.
In AAA.
Guess what? I don't care.
In AAA.
In AAA, I don't care.
Dominic Smith, who has not hit a home run in over a year, hit a home run in AAA. That's how easy it is to hit AAA pitching. I'm not impressed right now. Here's the problem with comparing Javier Baez, a proven player throughout his entire career, a proven winner, right, to Mark Vientos, who has had 0 plate appearances in the major leagues. Javier Baez makes up for inconsistencies at the plate with how he plays his game overall. Mark Vientos, we're looking at this guy to just be a DH. And again, we don't need him to field. We don't need him to run the bases well. We don't need to do anything. On the offensive side of the game, what he's doing, he has an 80% outcome of either hitting a ground ball or striking out. What value does he actually have to this lineup that is already doing that when they put the ball in play?
JD Davis cannot hit a goddamn fastball. Give me the guy who hits a goddamn fastball.
Here's the deal. He's in AAA for a reason. Okay? There's a reason why he's in AAA. Okay? It's not because Billy Epler is incompetent. It's not that their player development is incompetent. It's because they see he's hitting the ball on the ground a lot. Okay? And he shouldn't be up here. He's not ready. And this is the thing. This is the detriment that you see when you have a thin farm system. A lot of the guys who are at the higher levels in the minor leagues are not ready for the major league. We're not here to hit ground balls, okay? That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. We are not here to hit ground balls. We're here to hit line drives. We're here to put the ball in play.
No, it's all about making contact. We don't care if it's a fly ball, ground ball, line drive, pop up, fly ball.
Pop up. Yeah, I'd love to see guys popping up because Eduardo Escobar has been doing a fantastic job doing that all year so far.
You put a little blooper behind the second baseman. It's a hit in the newspaper. It's a line drive in the newspaper today.
Is that going to sustain for the entire year? Is he going to do that every single time when he bloops it?
We are the Babbitt Mets. We want all the we want people pissed off on Twitter that we live rent-free in their head because we are the kings of Babbitt, getting bullshit off the pitcher, errors by fielders. We want chaos. That's what we are.
It's not hitting ground balls. If we had the ground ball approach, we would still have Chili Davis in the dugout with us. We do not have a ground ball approach. It's putting the ball in play.
Yeah.
Line drives, putting the ball in play, lifting the ball, putting it in play. All right. You can't add another guy who has been known to kill ants. A team that's been known to kill rallies and not be able to score guys and runners in scoring position, hitting the ball on the ground, whether you get actual luck from it or not, it's not a sustainable way to score runs. And we're seeing that right now.
We don't give a shit about sustainability. We are worrying about today.
You do give a shit about sustainability because it's a 162 game season and you're trying to win a World Series. We're not here to just see a highlight reel of Mark Vientos hitting fat nukes on Twitter. All right. That's something that we're not trying to see right now. We're trying to actually win baseball games and sustain an actual 100 to 110 win season.
We need some highlights for Mets yearbook. Mark Vientos' first big league homer is a highlight. We need it.
I don't care what Steve Gelbs does in his free time of amazing finishes 2022 edition for the Mets. Okay. What I care about right now is building a World Series contender and calling up someone that when he has that no major league experience in AAA, and he's doing things that have absolutely no sustainability for actual success in the major leagues. That just can't happen. You can't be calling up somebody like that. I understand JD Davis is insufferable. I understand Dominic Smith is so hard to watch, but you can't just call him up just as a spite deal towards these guys. Trust me, I have given so many internally into my mind with these two guys, but you just can't do anything about it because you have such a thin farm system. Because the guy isn't ready.
I mean, everybody knows it. They've seen your Twitter. They've seen your any kind of opinion. Is that you like the opinion of what the computer said. You don't use these beautiful white things in our heads and the beautiful thing up here. You're already predetermined because what your computer overlords say. Well, this is the WOBA and the bad batting average and the bad WRC plus or the ground balls. We all know where your opinion lies. And we know who's always right.
Yeah, exactly. It's the nerds. I love you like a brother, but you're very stupid in this situation. I'm going to tell you right now, you can't be calling up prospects that aren't ready.
You.
You too.